So I'm going to be reviewing Ninjago episode 85 in today's video. Yeah, I know, many of you probably haven't seen it and don't want spoilers. If that's the case, then please don't watch this video, as I'm going to be discussing spoilers that relate to the plot of the episode, as I think it's important to discuss in this review. With that out of the way, let's begin. Many people will tell you that this episode was amazing, and I've already seen many community members rating it an 8 or 9 out of 10, but I think that's way too high. This episode really isn't anything too special, although there are a few good scenes that I want to mention. I just couldn't help but be bored throughout some of the episode when I was watching some scenes, as I felt like they were being really dragged on. For example, the beginning scene where Dareth has to smuggle in some food into the bunker. That felt extremely lackluster for me, and instead of starting the season off strong like they did with the Sons of Garmadon premiere, they gave us this. Keep in mind, the Sons of Garmadon premiere gave us the incredible chase scene between Lloyd and the masqueraded Mr. E pretending to have a squad of fake ninja. With that in mind, this episode doesn't start off strong at all, and I feel like every season premiere should, so that way it captivates the audience a bit more. Although the Sons of Garmadon premiere wasn't the best episode out there, it was definitely better than this one. However, that's not to say this episode was bad at all, but it wasn't anything special. It was simply your average Ninjago episode, and at this point in the series, I feel like we deserved a stronger Season 9 premiere. However, there are some good things that I want to mention, as the beginning had a very good twist, revealing that the green cloaked figure was actually Dareth and not Lloyd, and the end of the episode was one of the strongest scenes in my opinion. I did like how they focused a bit on Lloyd's character, showing off this depressed side of him that we really haven't seen much of before. It was really nice to see something new from a character we've seen on screen since the very first season. I will say the scene with Garmadon is very powerful and overall a great addition to the episode. I like how when he speaks, the Oni Titan is in unison with Garmadon, following every hand motion he does. However, that does raise the question, if Garmadon commands a huge hulking brute, why doesn't he just use the Oni Titan to find Lloyd? That would probably make it way easier to locate him, and when Lloyd encounters it, I don't think he'd get away very easily. Additionally, I did like the change of pace when it came to the ninja. In the land of the Oni and the dragon, I feel like Jay and Kai kind of switched personalities in the sense that Kai was a bit more humorous in this episode. Jay surprisingly stayed his happy self, but at a very steep price on being on the brink of insanity. However, just like Lloyd's depression, these character changes are welcome in my book, and it definitely spiced things up. I really liked the scene where the dragon hunters coordinated an ambush on the ninja, and the whole environment around them was eerie and spooky. That was a pretty intense scene, but probably the best scene in the episode was not that, but yet the ninja resistance being hunted down by Garmadon's forces being led by Mr. E. That was by far the best scene in this episode, displaying emotion with Lloyd and Nia being sad of the loss of their friends, but then the complete 180 as they realized that they could still be alive, and then the tension of them trying to hide from the Sons of Garmadon, and then all this was ended with the thrill of watching the Elemental Masters ambush and beat up the Sons of Garmadon. It was a great scene and probably one of my favorites from Ninjago in general. With that being said, I do want to point out how some scenes were very lackluster. The beginning bunker scene was extremely boring in my opinion, and there was really no point for it other than to showcase the new ninja hideout, but they could have honestly just spent maybe 30 seconds on that to make it less boring, and overall it felt very lackluster. I also don't understand why the ninja are trying to return to Ninjago, because they literally almost died there moments before, so it really doesn't make any sense. I get that they want to help out their friends and let them know that they're alive, but any logical reasoning would suggest that going back to Ninjago right this instant isn't such a smart idea. I also couldn't help but feel as though the name of the episode had absolutely nothing to do with the episode itself. I mean, it's titled Firstbourne, but has nothing to do with the Firstborn dragon or anything Firstborn. The soundtrack used in the episode is great as always, and used well, so there really aren't any complaints there. If I'm being honest, I really don't know what to think about the entire dragon encounter with Stormbringer. One part of me thought it was pretty lackluster, but another part of me thought that it was vital to set up the backstory to the Oni and the dragon with Cole stumbling upon that cave, and so this scene had to be included. It just really isn't on par with the other dragon battles that we've seen, and I don't get why the writers are shoving in as many things into the premiere as possible. Give us a little taste of one thing, and then hold off the rest for future episodes. That way, it could build up the anticipation in viewers. Cole and Wu didn't even have to encounter a dragon in this episode. I mean, it would make sense that there aren't many left since the dragons are being hunted, but nope, we're set up with a dragon encounter and a bland one at that. I would have preferred that they had saved that for a later episode and made it much more thrilling, but that's just me. Overall, the episode just seems so lackluster after an epic Season 8 finale, and I hope that Season 9 would kick off that way too. It's not a bad episode, but just doesn't have the high standard that the previous few episodes last season have set. With that being said, I rate Ninjago episode 85 Firstbourne a 6 out of 10. It's average at best, and it's really being overhyped right now in the community. I was on my social media feeds a bit after the episode was released, and everyone was talking about how good it was, and when I sat down to watch it and finished it, I was left thinking, wait, that's it? Where's the insanely good stuff that everyone was talking about? So yeah, if you missed out on viewing this episode, trust me, you're not missing out on much. But that pretty much concludes today's review, guys. If you all enjoyed today's video, then please leave a like and subscribe for more LEGO Ninjago videos to come to you guys each and every day. And hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any more of my Ninjago content. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, guys.